You know the saying, slow and steady wins the race. Well, this may be what happens to the tourism industry in Asia Pacific if the projections in this year's Economic Impact Report from the World Travel and Tourism Council are correct. Take a look at this chart. It shows that when travel came to a standstill in 2020, no region in the world was hit harder than Asia Pacific. The following year, we see clear signs of recovery in Europe and North America, but not so much in Asia, where countries maintain strict restrictions. But then check out this year. The region closes the gap, with the report estimating that travel revenue was forecasted to grow 71% in 2022. And that's not all. The WTTC is also predicting Asia Pacific's travel industry will be the only one in the world to fully recover by next year. And by 2025, it estimates travel revenue will contribute 32% more to the region's GDP than before the pandemic. Now, with growth comes jobs. This report estimates the global travel industry will add 126 million new jobs in the next decade. Of this, it says 65% will be in Asia Pacific. Now, if we core into these numbers a little bit more, we see that half of these jobs are concentrated in China, India, and Indonesia. And Thailand and the Philippines also make the list. Each are expected to produce between 2 and 3% of global hospitality jobs in the next 10 years. That's more than 3 million positions in each country. Now, there is one caveat noted by this report, and it is not a surprising one. The prediction that Asia will be able to fully rebound by 2023 hinges on China reopening sometime in the next year. But the growth projections we saw for this year did not, which means the region is still getting back on track without Chinese travelers in the mix.
All right, Monica, stay right there, man. As well, let's bring in our next guest. Sandiaga Uno is Indonesia's Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy. He joins us live from the capital, Jakarta. Bapak, good morning. Selamat pagi. Great to see you again. So as we drill down and talk about recovery, reopening, and tourism prospects in Asia, Indonesia, obviously a big market. How are things shaping up where you are? I know you're very busy getting ready for the G20 summit. Next month, you've commandeered, 23, 24 hotels on Bali just for that?
Yeah, thank you, Martin. We just wrap up the tourism working group sessions with the tourism ministerial meeting, and we ended the World Tourism Day in Bali, 27th of September. We saw massive increase in terms of number of arrivals, and the tourist mix have changed from the past. We rely a lot from China, but this year from Mandy's country, Australia, is topping the list. And out of those jobs that Monica mentioned, 4.4 million new jobs and better quality jobs in the travel industries and the related creative economy will be added to Indonesia's workforce by 2024. So if you compare the number with last year, it's not that meaningful because it's like a 29,000% or 29 times jump from the peak of the Delta of last year. So as we are preparing the hotels, not only in Bali and other destinations in Indonesia, we are expecting more foreign tourist arrival. We're tweaking some of the visa policies ahead of the transitioning post-pandemic to also a massive increase in the domestic travelers that is now nearing to about 1 billion movement of domestic tourists this year, way ahead of the 700 million that we have targeted.
And good morning, Sandiaga and Monica here. Indonesia has 18,000 islands, and as you were talking about Bali, about 40% before the pandemic headed to that one island. There was, of course, the 10 New Bali campaign that started prior to the pandemic. Can you give us a status update on what's going on with that campaign?
Out of the 10 priority New Bali, we have actually now selected 5 super priority destinations, being Lake Toba, behind me, Borobudur, also Labuan Bajo, Likupang, and Mandalika. We have now have started the campaign of Beyond Bali, meaning that they could visit Bali, but then they, because of they prefer a longer length of stay. We have been able to lure them with better connectivity to these 5 super priority destinations. The number is still robust when it comes to domestic tourists, but we need to do more for the foreign tourist arrivals to entice them to visit these 5 super priority destinations that have been targeted by the government to attract between $6 to $8 billion worth of new investments in the accessibilities, interconnectivities, as well as accommodations and amenities.
And, there have been recent reports that Indonesia is putting in a lot of infrastructure in different ports, Bali being one of them, but others, so that it can accept more cruises. What can you tell us about the cruise industry as we sit today?
We have completed the renovations and expansions of the cruises ports in Bali, also in several other destinations like Labuan Bajo. We're preparing for Raja Ampat, Bintan, Belitung, also ports in Java cities of Semarang and Surabaya. That way, the cruise markets will be able to stop, and with the new visa regulations, they would not have to be charged the additional visa on arrivals, but it's a single entry for them coming in. This type of new regulations have caused World Economic Forum to increase the ranking of Indonesia's tourism now 12 levels, and we're now ahead of Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam in terms of the Travel and Tourism Development Index. But again, at the end of the day, it's the jobs. We need to put back all the jobs that we lost in the last 2 years. So this year, we are adding 1.1 million new jobs in the sectors, and we need to get them more digitalized and more the capacity and capability to handle digitalizations, as well as the new certifications of cleanliness, health, safety, and environmental sustainability. Our focus is more on quality and sustainability tourism.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.